And then they'll stab.
But yeah, I never really expected the show to go on like long enough in the future where like you're gonna get to even see him grow up and become Ned, unless it's like for one scene, and it's just like
You never know, man. Have you ever heard of the Roots? The show Roots?
maybe.
It's about slavery and Kunta Kinte. That show, like, he is a young man in the beginning of the show, and it goes like to his children and grandchildren growing up.
Yeah, I mean it can, but in Game of Thrones, it's like you know that the White Walkers are coming, so like.
Yeah. Well, I hear you. Game of Thrones probably wasn't going to do that, and now we know that it's in the final season, and it hasn't. Time
Man,
has gone.
what do you think
could
happens?
expect.
Do you have any ideas?
What do I think happens?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't even like, I can't even.
I don't
like,
even know if I
guess.
want to say, because the only things that I think can happen are really predictable.
Yeah,
And I feel like the show's
not gonna do that.
be predictable. But at the same time, so I will say this. I think Rob.
Jon.
Jeez. Yeah, Jon Snow. I think Jon is. Well, first of all, he's not Jon Snow, is he?
No.
I think he is immune from death
Yeah.
because he already died once. So if he dies again, what was the point of bringing him back? Just so that Kit Harington could.
That's
have more
exactly.
screen
Oh,
time?
yeah, that's exactly what I'm. Yeah, yeah. I thought you
So-
meant he's actually immune. I'm like, well, she brought him back. I agree. It's like,
No,
why
I
would you
mean-
kill him again?
I mean, he has plot armor. The show will not kill him.
Yeah, why
again.
would you kill him again? That's what I'm saying.
I like 80% feel that way about Daenerys.
I think Daenerys might die.
Because, well, here's why I won't be surprised if she does, but here's what'll happen if she also, how do I get up here? She has been through so much, like many of our characters.
Mm-hmm.
But she's been in like virtually every episode, and she was in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you know her struggles have come from that first season. Everything she's been through. If she dies,
Yeah, it would be
what
very.
was it all for?
It would be very disappointing if she died. Yeah.
Like, so are they really gonna have?
Someone's gonna die. It's almost the same thing about Arya and Sansa though too. It's like Sansa had to deal with the whole thing with Joffrey and like with.
But Sansa has dealt
Ramsay?
with so much less than all the other characters.
That's kind of true, but
I mean, yeah, she's dealt with some crap, but I don't know. I'm not the only one that thinks this, but Arya is saying like she's the smartest person I know. Why?
yeah, I was gonna
Because
say I'm like
she
I don't think so.
outsmarted Littlefinger.
Be like, I think Jon is smarter than her.
Like she's not the smartest person you know at all.
She's being really petty at a very bad time. If she was smart, she wouldn't be trying to argue with Daenerys.
Yeah.
Be like, fine, you're the leader. Yes, you're actually a Targaryen. You can lead my whole. You know, you can rule. Doesn't
So-
matter anyway. We're all gonna be dead in a week.
I mean, they will be. They don't work together. I think Cersei is gonna die, 100%.
Yeah, I think so too.
She's the villain of the show.
Mhm.
She will die. She's been unliked by me since day one.
Just at this point, all the characters, like all the good characters, you just are so attached to. But like, one of them at least is gonna die.
Tyrion, I know he will.
Tyrion will probably die.
The reason that Tyrion
What about
will
Jaime?
die,
Like, I don't know.
the reason that I think he'll die is because it's the last season. He's a fan favorite, and he's never really been like a main character. He's always had a lot going on, but like maybe I shouldn't say he's not a main character.
Who do you think has been in the most episodes out of any other character? Because I know.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
No, it's hard to say. Daenerys has been in a lot.
There's like three that are pretty much everyone could probably narrow
Can
down.
I not ground pound? Why? I can't ground pound.
That's
I don't-
weird.
I don't know why. Guess I don't. And I went through all those coins.
But there's like three main characters that most people could probably narrow down.
I don't. Fudge. I don't know.
You can't narrow down
I
three?
could say. Well, I mean, Cersei's been in a lot.
Yeah, she has. She's been in season 1 since season 1.
Tyrion also.
Mm-hmm.
Jaime also.
Yeah, but Jaime's gone a while without being in episodes. Daenerys is in a bunch, and then Jon is in a bunch.
Also, I didn't binge the whole show leading up to season 8.
Yeah, so a lot of it you don't fully remember.
Right, like,
we're
I
on.
remember-
We're doing that slowly.
I remember season 7 really well.
Yeah.
Anything that happened before season 5, I'm like fuzzy on.
But Tyrion has been in the most. The not so main
Has he?
character.
Well, it's not really that he's not.
I know what you mean though. He's not like,
I don't know what I mean.
well, he's not as important to the overall thing as Jon and Daenerys. He's just very smart and
Like his role has always been like an advisor to people.
yeah, not like you're
Especially
the king.
now, like he's an advisor to Daenerys. So, like, I don't know, he's gonna die.
I think
all
he
there
will
is to
too.
it.
I think he will too. I'm just wondering who else will die between like Sansa, Arya, Jaime.
Arya might. Well, I don't know. They've done so well with making this show unpredictable.
Like I'm expecting all the kind of minor characters to die, like that, like Bronn or whatever, or like maybe Brienne of Tarth. Like I'm expecting like, or like
I
the,
hope she doesn't.
or like the redhead, whatever is, what's his? I forget his name. The wildling dude.
What is his name?
He's got some cool name. I forget.
He does have a cool name.
But I don't know. There's just so much that can happen. There's so many different options, and then I don't even know. I don't even know if they're gonna win or if.
The Iron Throne is going to be melted down.
I kind of like that theory, honestly. Even though that's what people thought from the beginning, I kind of think that that would make sense. Everyone's fighting over the Iron Throne, and I just think that the only thing that would, I guess, make sense, unless the show is smart enough to think of some weird, crazy twist, is that, yeah, the good guys win, and all the White Walkers are destroyed somehow, but there's so much destruction that it's kind of like, well, now we have to just rebuild. It's not really like, now this person's sitting on the Iron Throne. It's kind of like they kind of have to just group together and be like, maybe we'll form our own new thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, did we really win after all?
Like, all of King's Landing might be destroyed, basically, or something like that. I don't know, though.
I don't know either. And
I'm excited, though.
nobody can spoil it because, like, the books haven't gone up this
I
far.
know, it's crazy. But yeah, we're rewatching from the beginning.
I had considered doing that, and then...
Season 1 is such a drag.
Well,
We're getting through it
that
slowly.
was such a drag, like, not interesting, or
Such a
bummer?
drag because I've seen it so many times, and every
Yeah.
time I want to rewatch it but don't all the way, that's the season, obviously, that you watch and then stop. So I've seen episode 1 like 17,000 times.
That's like the first few episodes of the Clone Wars for me.
Yeah, same. Every time I want to watch the Clone Wars, I'm like, I need
yeah!
to start from the beginning.
And then I got like 5 episodes in, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch more tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and
I get like 20 episodes in feeling that way.
yeah.
Maybe not that far. One of the episodes I really remember that probably still fairly early is when they go to that one like planet with the big city that's like surrounded by water, and Jar Jar like destroys their ship, and that giant.
Yeah, that's like the
sea
6th
monster.
episode or something, I think, or 7th. I think
That's one I remember always
pretty
watching.
early on.
But I probably have seen some after that too that I still get that feeling with. But I know I want to watch like all of that show.
Especially with the trailer for season 7 or whatever, the season that they're doing now. It looks really dope.
Yeah, that show's.
Come on.
That show's really well done.
It really is.
Because the animation is sweet, and it's really like funny, but it also accurately, describes what's going on.
You probably didn't, but there was the panel. Have you heard about the show, The Mandalorian? So that is a new show. They just did a panel for it. Pedro Pascal, the guy that played Oberyn in Game of Thrones, is the Mandalorian.
I like him.
Carl Weathers, you know who that guy is?
It sounds so familiar. I'm sure I
He
do.
played Apollo Creed.
Okay.
He's playing somebody. I think his name is like Grief Karga. And he wasn't at the panel, but Giancarlo Esposito, the guy that played Gus Fring in Breaking Bad, is also in that show.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it looks really awesome. So I was watching the panel, and they had Kevin Feige, or I have no idea how to say his name.
A lot of names.
You know who that is, right? He's the tubby guy that's in. He's responsible for a lot of Marvel. He's the tubby guy in Iron Man, and
I'm
he's in.
sure I would.
Yeah, he's got such a recognizable face, and I have no idea if I'm saying his name right. Well, he's like the show creator of The Mandalorian, and so he's at the panel, and they're about to like. He's like, "Oh, it's like I know. I understand you. Some of you guys like heard a rumor that we had put some footage together." And everyone's like, "Oh, I can't even!" And I was like, "Oh wow, are they really gonna have a trailer?" And so I'm watching it. I'm live streaming it on YouTube, and they're like, "So you live streamers, there's gonna be a bit of a blackout, and we'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes." And I was like, "Blackout?" And like, we don't get to see it. And I was just like, "Wow." That makes me feel really like an afterthought.
Yeah.
And I go online, and everybody is saying the same thing, and it's to make it worse, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's. It's airing. It's not even airing on TV. It's going to go to Disney Plus, which is Disney's new. I missed the timer thing. Streaming service.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So someone was like, "So you want us to pay for your new streaming service, but you're not even going to show us any footage?" And I was like, "Exactly." And like after the fact, he goes like, "Oh, I forgot to say, please don't record it." Ha ha ha. And it's like, okay, but it was recorded. Like, of course it was. So minutes later, it's up, and everybody sees it, and it wasn't even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why wouldn't they show us that?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's really bizarre.
Have you seen the new thing for Google's? Is this never ending?
Is it? Oh, it's just huge.
Have you seen the new thing for the Google new gaming
I've seen that it
console
exists, but I haven't seen anything about it.
I'm so uninformed, I don't know exactly, but it's basically like just a controller.
Oh.
That lets, but it's not like a DS. It's like a controller that can somehow just connect through Wi-Fi, and you can just play games like on your TV. Is what it sounds like. Like all you need is the controller. You don't need like a bulky console, but you download maybe like an app on something, or it can connect to your TV somehow, and then you can just play a game like on your TV still with the controller. It seems cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
I'm interested. I want to learn more about it because Google's pretty smart, obviously.
Did you see about Soulja Boy's video game console?
Like once.
Like.
Is it gonna be good?
No, he got like sued for it and it's not a real thing. He even like lost the domain to the website.
What?
He was. Do you know what he was trying to do?
No.
He was trying to make like a one and everything machine. It was like a box, like a Soulja Boy video game console that could play like anything, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever else.
That's not.
They were like,
the
yeah,
legal
you can't do
behind
this.
That. Yeah, I would love that. There's so many games that I want to play that are only on Xbox or only on like Switch.
I think before long we may see at least a decline, if not, whoa, zombie guys. The decline or the death of exclusivity.
I hope so.
Because, like...
Not with Nintendo, though, right? They're always... I feel like they're always gonna have their own thing. There's no reason for them to be... Like, their exclusiveness is the reason why people just buy their consoles and not PlayStations or Xboxes. Or they buy both, but they have to buy...
maybe there will always be, like, you know, the big names, like...
Yeah.
Like, like Mario and... I don't even know. Does PlayStation have a... Like
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
So maybe stuff like that.
I think it's stupid to have Xbox and PlayStation exclusive things because they should be the same console that you just pick based on like the interface and the controller and the, you know. And
you typically have... Oh, I was supposed to find a key. You typically have Nintendo games that are exclusive, and like Nintendo consoles are a bit weaker. So a lot of the like massive, graphically incredible games
you're gonna want to play on one
can't
of the other
really
two.
well like aren't even ever really put on Nintendo consoles because the hardware's not there.
I wonder what people consider as better, Xbox or PlayStation. Sorry, I cut you off, but
no, I think it just depends on
like graphic-wise. I mean,
how
like just solely based on graphics.
I think historically, people have said PlayStation, but
That's what I thought, but I don't know.
I
So
think
similar.
the difference is, I mean, there's no point in comparing those. You really should compare like Nintendo
Yeah.
and then compare Xbox and PlayStation together and then compare like PC, because
Yeah.
if you have a strong enough PC, it's
Well,
always
obviously
gonna be better.
PC's the best, yeah. PC is just the best gaming thing because you can literally build the perfect gaming
Yeah.
computer. I mean,
And like I never played video games for their graphics,
yeah, no.
which has made it really easy to be a Nintendo fan. I did, however, realize, I thought that thing was gonna, I totally did realize when like the Wii was the newest Nintendo console, I was like, these graphics suck.
There's a timer thing down there. Are you just going up
Oh,
to...
there was. I don't know. I'm just like trying to stay away from Ghost
The
Boy
bats,
and
yeah.
eat you. Like I
So
didn't
easy.
like the Super Nintendo. I thought looked awesome. N64 kind of stuff on the N64 looked pretty rough because that was like
That was the
just-
first time things got like 3D.
exactly. They were kind of still figuring that out. Like Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, great games, pretty ugly. And it's not their fault. It's just the technology wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then even like there are some N64 games that look substantially better than others just because like they got the hang of it over time.
Yeah.
And by the time the GameCube came around, this little thing,
Yeah.
like, will you stop? I don't know what to do. Should
Well,
I
he
wait
goes
for
the other way. If you have to push it.
I think I have to go. Oh, there we go. There, that's all I wanted.
Leave us alone.
Anyway, yes, Nintendo consoles. Not the best graphics, but who cares? I certainly don't. And I have no eggs. Hopefully I don't need any for right now.
I don't know, it's weird how I've always switched. I had a PS2 and then a 360 and then a PS4. We'll see if I go back to Xbox.
Switched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to play
I was-
shooters that are
I was
only
actually
on
thinking
those.
about that the other day. Not to cut you off, but I did owe you one. How, like, for the different like gaming generations, like, we have no console loyalty whatsoever. And I
No.
feel like most gamers don't. Like, if you like PlayStation and that's all you like and that's all you play, great. Not me. Never been me.
Yeah.
Never had a PS3. Currently don't have a PS4, though if I had the money. It's literally just a matter of money. The PS4 is incredible.
PS4's got to be fairly cheap now.
Well, I still...
Not even 200, maybe less.
maybe I have that much, but... but I certainly haven't always liked Nintendo. I had a Wii for maybe, like, 6 months.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I decided...
And, yeah.
I was like, I hate this thing. Brawl wasn't very fun. I'll say it. I'm saying it. There's a Super Smash game out there that isn't very fun.
Yeah.
The other 4 are. Ultimate is incredible.
Yeah.
But I also had Twilight Princess, which is Legend of Zelda. Ooh,
Didn't see that.
I think I shot something that made it appear.
Nice.
And I had Metroid Prime 3. So, like, Twilight Princess, until Breath of the Wild came out, was, like, my favorite Zelda game.
Yeah.
And Metroid Prime 3 is the weakest of the trilogy. But I still remember having a lot of fun with it. So it was definitely nothing where... where's this key? You know, it wasn't just like, oh, I gotta get it just to get it. I was like, ooh, another Metroid Prime! And I totally want to play those also.
Yeah.
But I was excited for the Wii U, because it just looked like it was not the Wii. And then, I mean, it kind of was. Super Smash 4, which everybody calls it, because it was literally just called Super Smash for the Wii U. It was great. greatest Smash Bros. Game of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, this level is crazy.
I know.
I'm like having trouble focusing on where I'm needing to go.
Yeah, this
I
one's a
think
lot
I need
different than the
treasure
other
chest
ones.
up there. Ah!
Those things are
Oh,
annoying.
it put me back here. That's not even fair. Ooh, leave me alone.
Get out of here, noob.
Oh, you can. I like that. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, there's the key.
The key!
I was a total guess. I didn't even know where that would lead. Not to like backpedal our conversation. Not that I even could, but I swear I had something to say about Game of Thrones.
I will always talk about Game of
Which we were-
Thrones.
well, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
So, ooh, coins. So,
I hope more happens next week.
Must not have been that big a deal. A lot more will happen. Did you know? I guess there's only 6 episodes this season.
Yeah. But I think the last 2 are like an hour and a half or something like that.
Oh,
That's what I've heard.
Could have made it 7, I guess.
They're like movies, basically, the last like 2. I see it as like a 2-part kind of like, I don't know. Not very long movies, I guess. There's a lot they need to fit in, and I feel like they're running out of time. Like,
That's how I felt with like Episode 3, Star Wars.
mm-hmm.
That's how I kind of felt with, well, not really Return of the King. Because I was like,
Yeah, Return of the King was long. I feel like they
they'll
made
get it all done.
they had time to really do everything.